Ryan Evans. Hello there, everyone. My name is Ryan Evans. I am a certified Master Evolutionary Astrologer with the Stephen Forrest School of Evolutionary Astrology. However, I must say that my recent studies have taken me into realms with the great Patricia Walsh, and she is now currently teaching a variety of astrology that I'm integrating into my being that I am so excited about and is very, very rich. So I want to celebrate that. So welcome. What we're gonna learn today, what we're gonna experience today, is how to read a chart on the spot. Welcome to one of the most stressful, intense experiences possible for an astrologer. Here you go. Tell me all about my life. Tell me what I should do with my relationship. Tell me what I should be when I grow up. Here's $5. Let's be real quick about it. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So the amount of anxiety that is possible in this situation is not to be underestimated. So first and foremost, when we consider engaging in an impromptu reading, engaging in a psychic fair, a holistic healer fair, or the other, or otherwise, the very first most important thing to do is to get into your body. It's so easy to be out here and be, oh my gosh, and dance in the realms of anxiety in this situation. So first and foremost, for you as an astrologer to have some personal and practical tools at your disposal that the client doesn't see, in order to center yourself, to come into your body, to be grounded, and to approach this from a relatively balanced place. If we go into this, you know, Ryan has a Zoom meeting where he's going to do 4 charts, improvisation style, and his whole lecture this day, frankly, is improvisation. The potential for anxiety, stress, and oh my God, am I good enough? Can I do this? What if I mess up? The mental pirouetting that's possible is quite large. So having personal skills, having personal tools with which to find your center, to calm down, and to approach this stuff with clear intention, that's number one, first and foremost. So you're there at a psychic fair. I did in Minneapolis, every month we had what was called an Aurapalooza. My dear friend, mentor, Echo Bodine, a quite famous, actually, psychic in Minneapolis, had a center, and once a month would gather all the psychics, numerologists, tarot readers, and I was among the only astrologers there, so that was cool. But, you know, you're sitting down, you charge by the minute, and people come up to you, and they expect an answer. So once you're in your body, remember, and this is part of coming into your body, remember your intention, why you do this stuff. If you do astrology because you want to be cool, because you want to look like you have some kind of, you know, hook up to the magical forces of the universe, and that somehow inflates the ego to the point of, hey, look at how awesome I am, then the chances for failure are you know, equal to the intensity with which, the ego is big. So you take the ego and you go like this. Now, as a sun Neptune, that can be quite easy for me at times. I'm not Ryan, I'm the universe. Duh. So getting into that headspace, remembering that your intention here is to be, as a Neptunian Sag, my intention is to be as clear, uplifting, and motivational and optimistic channel for this bigger stuff as humanly possible. So my intention is to be helpful. My intention is that this world, this realm that we humans exist, is a realm of pain and suffering and challenge and hardship. Just because you exist means that you're probably suffering on some level, even if it's little, tiny. There's still pain, there's still challenge and tragedy that exists for us humans. So having an intention of, hey, the work that I'm doing as an astrologer can help just a little bit. It's so huge. And so when you come into it and you're in your body, but you also have an intention of being a clear enough channel, then it's like, does it really matter if I mess up? What's it gonna matter in 1,000 years? It's not. It really isn't. Oh, well, okay, yeah, I may have said some things that were incorrect or out of line or whatever, and okay, well, how was it? Well, it was pretty good. Thanks. Here's the $10. Okay, have a nice day. Move on. So you're in your body. You have your intention. Your intention is to be of service. Again, if your intention is to look cool, you will fail because you're a human and we sometimes fail. So be the clear channel, and then ask yourself, how am I going to connect with this person? On what level do I wish to connect? Now, some of us are more Mercury minded. Some people, I've got a Virgo rising and my Mercury is conjoined my sun in the 10th house. And so if you know yourself enough, your chart enough, then you can say, all right, this is how I want to connect. I'm a very logical person. I like the facts and I like order. And so, I'm gonna want to know my facts. So knowing yourself and knowing your own style, very important. Again, I told you, that personal, private, dangerous information that I'm a Sun Neptune, which means I'm not going to care too much about facts. I'm not going to connect on the level of A plus B equals C. As a Neptunian with a Cancer rising, I'm going to try to speak through my heart as best as I can. And I'm going to open up the channel for whatever happens to come in, even if it's, the universe says you need to eat a refrigerator on Tuesday. Well, I don't know where that came from. Oh, well, that's what came through. So knowing yourself, knowing your style, being able to develop a style based on what you know of yourself, what you know of your chart, so incredibly important. So you're in your body, you've got your intention, and you know who you are enough to know what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. And so you're sitting there, you're at the psychic fair or something. Hey, somebody come and stop by. Hey, hi there. Hey, I'm an astrologer. No, really, it's good stuff. I'm sure we've all experienced that stuff. No, I'm going to go to the psychic. The astrologer is just a little weird for me. Okay. But so you're an astrologer, you sit there, somebody shows up, what do you say? Well, hi there, how's it going? Hey, what can I do for you? Welcome to the wonderful world of astrology. You want to have some kind of, comfortable hello there, little polite conversation. Oh, yeah, I charge this much, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, $100 a minute. Yeah, come on, sit down. Say, well, tell me your birth information. And we hope that they have it. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down there. Oh, I guess I don't know my birth time. So you roll with it. And you say, okay, well, what time do you think you were born? Well, I think it was the morning. That's so helpful. So 10:30 a.m., you put it in. Oh, I think it was the evening. I know it was before sunset in the summer. Okay, maybe it's 7 p.m. And we type it in. We're trying to, maintain a rapport there. And, oh, I see, it's Minneapolis that I did this. Oh, I see you made it through the 250 inches of snow in the ice sheets in order to get here. Thank you so much. Doing some kind of, establishment of rapport just on the initial friendly level. That's great. But then when their chart pops up, go right to their ascendant. Look at their ascendant. And when you look at their ascendant, that's where you're going to find the rapport right away. Are they an earth sign? Is their ascendant a fire sign, air, water? And then you want to connect on that elemental level. So very important. Oh, this person is a Virgo rising. I'm not going to sit here and be like, just ask, believe, receive, and that's all you have to do is just imagine. No, that's what I say to the Pisces rising. It's a Virgo rising. You're going to want to be competent. You're going to want to say you know your stuff. You're going to want to present yourself as orderly. So maybe they sit down and you say, oh yeah, hey, I'm telling a little joke, or I'm trying to be funny, or yeah, I went to that high school too, or we played you guys in soccer and kicked your butt, ha 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 ha. Oh, wait a second, I see their ascendant is a Scorpio ascendant. I'm gonna have to be really careful now what I say because I want them to like me, not shoot me. Just kidding, Scorpio risings. But you see, that kind of levity is gonna help so much, not only in helping the other person to feel comfortable, but in helping yourself to feel comfortable. So you look at their ascendant, you want to establish a little rapport. Say something soothing and connecting to that ascendant. Oh, I see you have a Sagittarius ascendant. Make a comment. Oh, isn't this life an adventure? Wow. Or, hey, we're going to find out some really powerful things here. I hope you're buckled in because we're going for a ride. Saying something like that to their ascendant then says, okay, this person has a little bit of legitimacy. Let's see what else they've got to say. They're Cancer rising. I'm not going to pretend they're a Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising, I might choose to use expletives. I might choose to use swear words. And then the Scorpio rising says, oh, at least this person knows my language. A possibility, you gotta be careful because, there's a few different kinds of every sign, there's one extreme, there's the other extreme, then there's the middle of the road. So still you're taking a risk, but whatever. They're here giving you money to tell you about their life. So, you're just doing your best. So look at their ascendant, try to establish a little bit of rapport. And then you say to the person, would you like me to just start talking? Or is there a question or something in particular that you want me to look at? This is very important. In fact, my PayPal address is my email address. This is such valuable information. You look at their ascendant, you look at the sun, or wait, I haven't gotten that part yet. You say to the person, then, do you want me to just start talking or do you have a question? Now, if they say, well, yeah, there's some specific things. What do I do about my relationship? What do I do about my job? What do I do about my family? What do I do about these choices that I'm going to make? Quite often, what I just described right there was the angles. First, 4, 7, and 10th houses. So quite often, people are going to come, definitely not all the time, but quite often people are going to come and say, what do I do about my relationship? What do I do about my career? That makes it so easy. That makes it so simple. We have archetypes for that stuff. We have houses for that stuff. So incredibly important. Wow, that makes my job so easy. What do I do about my relationship? Well, you know that relationship exists in the 7th house. And you know that deep intimacy exists in the 8th house. So you know the realm that you're dancing in. They come to you and they say, what do I do about my relationship? And you pull their chart and you see Saturn transiting through their 7th house. So what do? Oh, looks like a relationship sucks and is hard. See you later, $5. Thanks, have a good day. No. Here comes the next part. You have to be able to have an ability to spin, and I do mean spin, every possible shadow into the best of all possible experiences. Name a planet, Saturn. Saturn is hard. Saturn can be depressing or oppressing. If we know the qualities of every planet, then we'll definitely know the shadows and the benefits. What's the benefit of Saturn? Saturn asks us to be responsible. Saturn asks us to be committed. So we see Saturn transiting through their 7th house, and they say, what am I going to do about my relationship? It's hard. And you see Saturn in the 7th house. What do you say? Yes, it is. $5. Have a great day. No, you say, yes, it is. You affirm what they're experiencing. You note the challenge and the shadows and the least best possible experience of Saturn. Oh, it looks like maybe your partner's having some hardships or, etc. Find some acknowledgement of how hard it could be, if that's what their question is. But then say, how can we, say in your head, how can we spin this in the best of all possible ways? Saturn wants commitment. Saturn wants focus. Saturn wants us to be a grown-up. So the person comes to us going, oh my God, what am I going to do about my relationship? You grab them by their collar, pull them to you, slap their face a few times, say, buck up, little camper. Saturn's in your 7th house. Time to grow up and be committed in a relationship. And then they go, yeah, I know you're right. I know you're right. And then you say, okay, thank you, $5. Have a good day. Next. And Pluto's transiting through their 7th house. Well, but see, that's another trick. I'll get there. Saturn and Pluto are really close right now. So, takes us to that next place. If you have a knowledge of what's going on in the archetypal sky right now, you don't have to pull up a buy wheel. You don't have to sit there and say, looks like, and the person's, I'm going to say that a little more just to make you all uncomfortable. And you're squirming in your chairs right now. So I want to be able to know what's going on in the sky right now. So boom, I can zero in. And since I know that Pluto and Jupiter and Pallas, Saturn are all occupying the same realm approximately of Capricorn, I can make those calculations in my head and I can speak on those. Since I know that Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn are all doing nice little tango with each other in the archetypal sky in Capricorn right now, I know that's a big thing, and I'm going to use that. And knowing what I know of astrology and knowing what I know of Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in the shadow, I can warn people about those possible shadow expressions. And since I know what healthy Pluto means, since I know what a conscious engagement with Saturn means, I know that I can take that hardship and I can spin it into the positive. Oh, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter are transiting your seventh house. It looks like your partner might be experiencing some stuff. Can you stay focused and can you stay committed? Because now again, everything's complex depending on the rest of the chart. Maybe it's on their south node, and I want to say, amidst that, if you can't, the answer is in your loving yourself no matter what. If that's conjoined their north node in Capricorn in the seventh house, then I'm going to say, hey, this is an evolutionary opportunity for you to align with fill in the blank, the best of all possible expressions of Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. So making all these calculations in your head, it's necessary. You have to be able to think on your feet and juggle like that. And here's a trick. If you can't think on your feet and juggle like that, you have to be able to, like Jerry Garcia, play a riff in the same key for 15 or 20 minutes until the change happens to come. So here I am riffing on Saturn. I was going to say ripping. We don't want to rip on Saturn. Riffing on Saturn and da 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 da, and then the next revelation comes and then we can go. So somebody says, what do I do about my relationship? Somebody says, oh, my family. Maybe they say, what do I do about my relationship? We look in their seventh and their eighth houses, there's nothing. Then we use our tools and we look at the planetary ruler of those houses, and invariably they say they've got something with relationship, nothing transiting those houses. You know, I can bet your bottom dollar that something's happening with the planetary ruler of one of those houses. Oh, there's Saturn sitting on your natal Jupiter Neptune conjunction or something, you know, something like that. Oh, then you start riffing on that. So option one, you're given clear direction as to what to look for. What happens if option two? No, I just want you to tell me what's going on in my life. The sweat starts to pour down. You pull up their chart, and what do? We've got these awesome tools as astrologers, these awesome archetypes. They're called the outer planets. Wherever the outer planets are by sign, but mostly by an individual's house, you know that that house, that realm of life is being triggered by, since you know Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto are conjoined, by a whole lot of work, Saturn, whole lot, Jupiter, of work, Saturn, regarding our personal and transformation and soul retrieval, Pluto, in the realm of, or in the context of, our own personal choices, or what our values are and what we need, or our mental, our perception, or our family. And so when we know what's happening in the bigger things, we can apply it to that. Just tell us what's going on, look for an outer planet in a house, and you can start talking for quite a long time. Now, say this person shows up and says, hey, I've got an hour. Here you go. And we say, okay, wow. We go to the sun. What are their core values? Who is this person? What's their identity? And is anything in aspect to it? What's the moon? Moon, heart, the interior place, our undescribable feeling realm. Is anything happening to that? Any transits, any conjunctions? That's really big. It's huge. So we look to those places first and foremost to see if anything's happening. If nothing's happening to the sun, nothing's happening to the moon, we go right to those outer planetary transits, and invariably, every single time, an outer planet is moving through somehow, somewhere. You've got a whole lot of information there. We could do a whole hour on Venus and Aries in the first house. We could do a whole hour, we could do 2 hours on Venus and Aries in the first house, squaring Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. And so, how can you do a whole hour on that? Well, because Venus has these 45 different meanings. That's 4 minutes times 45. You got a 5-day lecture. You got a whole workshop on Venus and Aries. So look to establish some rapport by looking at their ascendant, understanding who you're talking to, looking at their sun, and getting a sense of what their interior emotional being is like with the moon. So very, very important. And so when we do this, you know, we can start with just going right away to the deepest possible thing, depending on what they want. Just tell me something. I've never done this before. Tell me something. Well, connect with their heart. What does their heart need? Look at their moon. What's aspecting their moon? What in their natal chart is aspecting their moon? You have a moon in Leo, you want to be loved and celebrated. You have a Virgo moon, you want to do a good job. How can we help you do a good job? I understand what that feels like. So being able to connect on that level is so incredibly very important. If you have lots and lots of time and really want to go deeper, you can look at the quadrants. You know, is this person mostly above the horizon, objective, public, visible? Is this person more below the horizon, interior, subjective, you know, more realizations? Are they on the east of the meridian where it's more about individual choice and freedom? Are they west of the meridian, more about fate and destiny? Little tricks and clues. Oh, we've got more time. You want to keep talking? All right, well, let's look at the ascendant and the ruler of the ascendant. Is anything aspecting that? Because you want to get your life right. Doing the ruler of the ascendant consciously and right helps us to say, all right, this is how you get your life right. Well, gosh, we've got more time. We'll look for planets in their rulership. Planets conjunct the sun. Look for stelliums and angular planets. And if you really want to connect deeply with this individual, go to their progressed moon and say, okay, amidst all of this, what is your heart, the evolutionary growth of your interior being? What does that need? Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm a Leo moon and I just feel so unloved and so unappreciated. And you just told me all about how it's okay for me to ask for that appreciation. Oh my God, and sobbing. That validation, that helping a soul out, and however you can, just a little bit, that's what you want to do. So that's the quick nutshell. Now I've got to put my money where my mouth is. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. Okay, Linda, give me some charts here. Oh. All right. It's an adorable chart. So here's a chart. So I'm given a chart. So the person sits in front of me. Is it possible for this individual, can I ask this individual a question? Do you want me to just start riffing on something adorable, or do you have a specific question?
We can do both, Ryan. You can tell me your observations, and then I think I might have a question.
Sure. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to look at the fact that you are Ultra Scorpio. So I'm going to say, oh, here's a person trying to say, I want you to tell me something. Then I might just pose, wait a second, you showed up here for a reason. As my own Scorpio in me says, what is it that you really want here? So adorable, what is it that you really want here?
Oh, wow, you're really good, Ryan. You know, I tried to show up not being a Scorpio because I notice it freaks people out. So I try to be the Aquarius, which is just super different in its presentation and maybe more palatable. So, yeah, I'm seeking to understand how to feel more empowered in my career. I have like a stellium in my 4th house. So I feel super comfortable in my domestic housing vibe. But I notice that I'm constantly constantly people make me the leader all the time, and I am a leader.
Yeah.
And I have Leo in the 10th, but my career's been this thing that's been a little bit tricky, for lack of a better word, to really feel settled in, working with coworkers. I feel like I have the aptitude to like have a lot of money and generational wealth. I just want to like feel comfortable physically in the world.
Sure. Okay. So pedagogically, what I heard was a sentence or two, and what I felt was a whole lot more. And so I'm going to zero in, having heard her words and heard her intentions, I'm going to zero in on what, just this is my own personal style, I'm going to zero in on what the feeling is. So I'm going to say to her in the, dime store, here's $5, Ryan, tell me what you can in the next 3 minutes. I'm going to look and I'm going to say, I understand the fact that you can come off as intense, Scorpio, Pluto, rising South Node. In fact, I can understand that may have gotten you into trouble lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So I can understand a residual fear as to not wanting to seem so intense and push people away. But hey, you're going to be thrust into a position as a leader. You have Pluto in the 1st house, sister. Therefore, I want to celebrate the fact that there is no escaping your destiny in being the powerful leader. So your job is to hold Scorpio in the lightest, most loving, purest way. And the lightest, most loving, purest way of Scorpio is saying, hey, you going through a deep, dark tunnel of poop? Well, I happen to be a professional at that. Let me guide you through that. I have a note seeing that not only is your Pluto polarity point there in the 7th house in Taurus, but your North Node is in Taurus, conjoined the descendant as well. And so then I say, and then you say, well, what? I say, because you are here to be a stabilizing force, Taurus, for other individuals. So whatever you do, shaking my finger, whatever you do, integrate that Scorpio power into your being, knowing that you've got the skills, got the talents, got the wherewithal, the ability and the mastery to go to those incredibly deep realms. And as a balsamic moon in Aquarius conjunct the sun and Venus and Mercury and Jupiter and Vesta and the I see down there at the depths of your soul, my guess is that you've had a lifetime of a lot of personal introspection. We want to celebrate that because it's that journey of going through your own hell that has given you the wisdom and this emotional fortitude to be able to be there as a stabilizing force for other people. So I can understand how Pluto can sometimes be scary. Take that Pluto, take that Scorpio, take that South Node intensity, and instead of looking at it as, oh, you know, this penchant for going so incredibly hardcore that can scare people, enjoy the most beautiful expression of Scorpio, which is the celebration of the raw, beautiful present moment. When you're in that, you don't have to say anything, you just have to be that. And then in your life, you can then solidly be a stabilizing force for other individuals. What do you think?
One thing is that my North Node isn't in the 7th house. It's technically in the 6th house. And based on some, I don't know, based on other charts that I've seen, but I would love for it to be in the 7th, but that's based on what I think I've seen.
It is according to the numbers, it looks like it's in the 6th house. The way that I'm going to read that is yeah, 6th house, but with an incredibly huge 7th house flavor. It's
Okay.
6th house conjoined the descendant, which means 6th house, you're the master teacher. 6th house, you are the servant to humanity. As a servant to humanity, 6th house, conjoined the descendant, the realm of other people, I will still hold true to my initial observation that you have to be a stabilizing force for other people. As the leader, as the teacher, as she who has gone to the depths of herself there in the 4th house, found her own strength so that she can be a strong stabilizing force for others.
I love it.
Yay!
And I do. I love it. And I think that what I can learn from this moment too is even before this conversation, I've been thinking about how to hold that power. It's been an amazing responsibility. I, of course, throughout life see that I could obliterate people energetically, and I choose not to. I choose to be a superhero. But I also noticed that there's still a lot of me feeling like I have to, there's this dynamic around power that is very interesting. And I just, this need to kind of feel like if I have my monetary energy completely financially stabilized, then I can really be myself. Because it feels like people, like, you know, I'm wanting to move through that, to not feel like I have to have all my money, like all my monetary needs met before I challenge my boss or I speak my truth, because I don't want to rock the boat, because then I might be burning a bridge. So there's this fear of like not really fully showing up with that transformative Scorpio Plutonic energy on my ascendant, as a fear that I can't do that yet until I've made it.
Yep, the long story short, and you know, we've got another 3 people to fit in here, but long story short is you will never escape your Scorpio ascendant. You will never escape the fact that you have a South Node Pluto conjunction on your ascendant. What you can do is choose to see that in the most powerful, most beneficial light, And instead of you, and check your words. Oh, I'm scared that. My fear is. Those are Scorpio words. Take those, and your job as Ultra Scorpio is to move through that fear with the help of Taurus. So when the fear comes up, the power comes up, you will not, and listen to me speaking in absolutes, who says never to speak in absolutes, but you will never escape your Scorpio-ness. So integrate it, be the best possible Scorpio, which is that love of the present moment, which is passionate, which is humorous, which understands mortality. That puts you into such a sacred place as healer. So fear not, you will be fine. And as you can see, you started talking about all this second house stuff. You started to, and we could talk for hours, but in the case of this, how to look at a chart, we should probably move on. Any other quick comments?
No, I feel like I like how you understood that the stellium meant that I've been there, and that I'm and I think I could also leverage that energy to my career's benefit. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your insights.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yes, leverage it. That's the word. All right, thanks. $5. All right, everybody. Anybody else want to come up to the psychic fair? Hey, hi there. Yeah, hi. Any other astrologer? Jonas. Hi there. Yeah, nice to meet you, Jonas. Oh gosh, how did you do here? Boy, you made it. I can't believe you made it. Give me your birth date, time, and location. Blah 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 blah. There's your chart. Oh, hello there, Gemini ascendant. We're good friends because I'm a Leo moon too. Man, you are awesome. I just know it right away. You're awesome. Is there something you want to talk to me about? Is something you want to know in particular, Jonas?
Well, I didn't think about it before, but I have actually a bit linked to your presentation. This Capricorn, the Capricorn party there on my MC. That's been something that I've been working on and being with, and so that might be a topic.
Okay, so Jonas comes up.
It's trying to Pluto and Uranus, and it links up to tons of stuff in my chart. So.
Oh yeah, it does. So, all right, thanks, Jonas. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see if we can unravel this mystery and try to make sense of it. See, I'm trying to speak to Jonas. Jonas is Mercury. Let's try to make sense of this. Oh, but then I see Mercury is in Pisces. I say, let's try to make sense of this, even though we'll never make sense of this. And then Jonas smiles, and
in the 11th house.
That's right. We're starting to make some sense of this. But Jonas presents me with a question. Dude, I've got this entire stellium. I've got the zeitgeist. I've got the weight of the world bearing down on me. What's going on? What do I do? And I say to Jonas, since I have a knowledge of what I think, how I interpret the zeitgeist, the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto conjunction, adventure, since I have my own particular view of what I think that is about, I apply it to Jonas's 10th house. And I say things like Jupiter, I say things like Saturn, I say things like Pluto in Capricorn, and I say, Jonas, dude, you are being put into a place of serious responsibility. Your world can be expanding, Jupiter. Can you maintain your focus? Can you maintain your commitment? And can you allow the torment, the tornado, little vision I get, the tornado that is that is shaking up the world, your world. Can you, amidst all of that, maintain your focus, maintain your strength? And I'm going to take a quick look here and see what his moon needs, see what else is aspecting that. Jonas said, oh, looking at my Pluto, Uranus in the 5th house. And can you maintain your childlike joy, wonder, and happiness amidst all of this? If you can take that incredibly revolutionary, powerful, creative force, Pluto, Uranus in the 5th house, you can take that energy and bring that up into the world. It's gonna be scary, Pluto. It's gonna be hard, Saturn. But there's a magnificent opportunity here for you, Jupiter, to the point, to the degree that you can maintain your personal power, to the point, to the degree that you can maintain your focus, maintain your commitment, and not be, in the words of Henry David Thoreau, thrown off the track by every nutshell and mosquito wing that befalls it. If you can, the magnificent, beautiful thing that can happen here. And I look at the trine of Pluto. I look at the trine to Uranus, the breakthrough that's possible, Uranus, the personal power and alignment with destiny, if you will, that's possible here is absolutely incredible. Then I take a little note to the Pluto point. I see, Pluto's wanting to speak. Oh, look at everything's wanting to speak to that Jupiter in the 4th house. I just see it now and I say, oh, look, go down deep into your heart. And this is where I use one of my little techniques, not to give away all my little secrets, but I say to Jonas, dude, put your hands on your heart. That's what you need to listen to. That's what's so important, because that is part of what you are being asked to bring out into the world right now. Oh, what time is it? Oh, yeah, you only had $6 and I charged $2 a minute, and that's 3 minutes. And how was that? What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty close to what I've been, or it's very close to what I've been feeling and working on, and the path that I'm on, which is long, and hard, just
which
as you
is
said.
Art.
Yeah, and it takes courage, and there's a lot of stuff that it's activated really. So, but I think you summed it up really good.
Right on.
And I like the heart bit, and I also been looking at the 4th house and the moon and everything, and that's been really part of this, the how to open up to the whole feeling realm and let that lead, and also the fun part, to not lose that, which is very easy in that storm of
yes.
of responsibility or seriousness that that I can get in trouble. This is so serious, which
right.
On one level it is, and on another level it is not, because it's a play still.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And then when we have conversations like this, class, when we have conversations like this, he can start talking, and every word in the human language can be found in some archetype in some house. So I'm listening to him talk, and I'm listening to keywords, and I'm looking at his chart, and I take a note that that Jonas is a Sun Saturn Chiron conjunction in the 11th house. And I have a note that he was born probably somewhere around 66, 7, maybe, looking at 65 to 68, looking at the Pluto Uranus conjunction and Virgo there. I have a little note to that, and then I see that his sun is in the 11th house, and I know that people who have powerful planets in the 11th house come into their power later in life. I can give Jonas all of this encouragement. I can say, dude, you're just at the beginning here. If you can ride this wave and you can stay in that heart place, Leo moon is all about going deep into the heart, trusting what you find there, and then expressing it without fear of judgment. If you can do that, Jonas, then I would predict that that you will come more and more and more into whatever the product, whatever the goal of your manifestation is.
Yeah, super. Thank you so much, Ryan. Great.
Yeah, you bet. And I say, okay, yeah, $5.
Here's your
Thanks
$6.
so much. Woohoo! I'm getting rich. All right. Who's next here? Anybody here? Hey, yeah. Oh, you want to go to that psychic? Well, okay, that's fine. Anybody else here? Oh, hi there, Sarah. Oh, yes, my name's Ryan. Yes. Yeah. Well, don't trust me because I'm a fool sometimes. And let me get your birth information. Then I see that you're a Capricorn rising. And then I say, no, wait a second. I'm not a fool at all. I'm quite erudite and cogent here. So let's see how we can make this work for you. so I say, okay. And I'm already knowing that the whole Capricorn stellium is going through her first house. And so I take the risk, knowing that she's feeling a lot, and I say, Sarah, is there anything that I can help you with? What would you like me to talk about or focus on? Try to, see what could I do to help you succeed? Knowing that she's got a Capricorn rising, what can I do to help make things work for you, Sarah? Talk to me.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
So I guess something that I struggle to understand in my own chart is the 5th house and the 10th house. And basically, if I can just say this, with Pluto up at the top of the chart right there, I feel like I live in the underworld. Like, I just feel like such a Persephone, and I want to know how to navigate that. So please help me.
Sure. So you've got a client that says, oh my gosh, I have an awareness of my darkness. I live in the underworld. And what I hear is, I just want to be happy. That's what I hear. Now, she may not have said those words to me, but Mr. Neptune here says, what you're really saying here is you want to be happy. I live in the underworld, and all I see, like the sun up at the top of the chart, up at the top of the sky at noon, there's Pluto up at the top of the sky raining down on my existence.
Yes.
I am Pluto, Saturn, and Scorpio with the midpoint at the midheaven. That is my world. What the heck do I do amidst all this intensity? And so as an evolutionary astrologer, I know that the way out, the answer to every question is, please insert another $5. Please insert another $5.
Here's $5. Please tell me.
Thank you. I know that the answer to every question is a thoughtfully, consciously engaged North Node. The answer to every question is found in the North Node. So North Node in Gemini in the 5th house. And so what did I hear? What I heard was, how do I be happy? Because I have no idea how to be happy. I have Chiron in the house of happiness and Pluto shining down on me. What do I do? Here's the answer. Gemini. North Node in Gemini. Why, Ryan? This is why. Because Sagittarius has the answers. That's what I'm here for. I'm a Sag. You're asking me questions. I'm here to give you the answers. Gemini asks the question, Sagittarius has the answer, which leads to another question. And so the axis, the polarity of Gemini and Sag. So I would say to you, dear friend, we Sagittarians operate from a place of having gained rich life or lifetimes of experience and synthesized it into a belief. I have a belief in astrology. There's no little tricorder that says, oh, look, you have Pluto at your midheaven. Oh yeah, there's nothing like that. So we believe in astrology. Now, granted, that's sometimes supported and well justified, but what about those beliefs that are just simple truths in our being? Sagittarius, you might have a truth based on your life experience that Pluto is your reigning planet and that life sucks and is hell and then you die. And so the first thing I would do, dear friend, is to suggest the possibility that you might have a script. You might have a program that is running that you believe wholeheartedly that just might not necessarily be true. Gemini, the answer to every question is this. Watch. Oh. Gemini says, I don't know. Gemini says, I don't have the answer. Gemini says, what if? Gemini entertains the possibility that a different truth may actually be the truth. So, now, a trigger warning. I was raised Catholic, so I have all of these Bible quotes that go through my head that I'm going to pull out from time to time. So here you go. Here's one of them. If you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be like a little child. Gemini, what is a little child like? Always looking around, everything's new, putting things in their mouth, even trying to taste stuff, just see a pure observation. Okay? The fifth house, happiness, self-expression, joy. The kingdom of heaven, another Thoreau quote, heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads, heaven within, without. You want heaven, what's heaven? Heaven's being happy. You have to be like a little child to be happy, meaning in order for you to be happy, erase all your judgments, pretend you don't know anything, and keep your mind as open as humanly possible, saying, what if? And then Sarah goes, oh God, that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in any lifetime. And I say, yeah, it's called the North Node. So your work, and anybody's work anytime ever, is to integrate this stuff into their being. Hey, Sagittarius, ultimate knowing everything. I know everything, I'm the Sag, and what I know is that everything ends in the colossal black hole at the end of Sagittarius. Where does that go? I don't know. What's the ultimate knowing of Sagittarius? I don't know, which takes us to Gemini. So, easier said than done. Just forget everything you know, and I'm sure you'll be happy.
That is the work. Thank you.
Yeah, this and more. But again, $5, 5 minutes. Now I'm already over time, but do our best here. So
Thank you.
yeah, you're so welcome. I'm excited for you. Is there anybody else? Anybody else? Was that it? 1, 2, 3. Matt, one more. All right. So, oh yeah, looks like we're closing soon. Matt. Oh yeah, I've got 3 minutes. Matt, sit down. Hey,
Oh,
Matt,
sure.
how's it going? Oh,
Hi.
and then I see Matt's got a Taurus rising. Matt's ultra Taurus there, and I say to Matt, just a second, man. And he's going to appreciate the fact that I'm calming the heck down when I'm going to engage him. Because contrary to the Scorpio rising, he's got a Taurus rising. So I'm going to appear calm, cool, and collected, because that's going to help him in his lifetime's worth of searching for being calm, cool, and collected. Hi, Matt. How can I help you? Is there anything in particular you want me to focus on?
Hi, Ryan. That was fantastic. I guess I have a Taurus question. How do I kind of feel a little bit more grounded and stable and I'm living in the world? You've probably seen the 12th house sun and the 8th house moon. It kind of feels like instead of solid earth, it's like shifting sands constantly. So any observations would be most appreciated, my friend.
Without a doubt. Number one, most importantly, take everything I said to Sarah about the nodes and apply it to yourself. First and foremost, that's cheating in this capacity. But since I got you here and you saw that other one, go ahead and apply that. So there's, a few minutes cut off right there. But the question, I have a Taurus 12th house, the house of loss, suffering, and troubles. What do I do? I say to you, deal with it. $5 note, and you're like, oh my God, give me my money back. No, I do what I remember that you're a Taurus. And what does Taurus want? Above all else, Taurus wants stability. Taurus wants groundedness. Taurus wants ease. How do I find ease with Mercury Chiron conjoined in Taurus and Sun wide Mars conjunction in 12th house Taurus? Here's the answer. You do 12th house consciously. How do you do 12th house consciously? Especially when the sun, the ego, is in the house of the dissolving of ego. This is how. You first understand that you are a body, that you are an animal, and you feed that animal. So you want stability, you want comfort, you do what Ryan did at the very beginning, and you say to yourself, just a second, I'm going to take a drink of water and take a deep breath. In the context of the 12th house of the loss of all things, how do we do that? The words are, is to learn how to maintain your stability amidst the not knowing, amidst the confusion, amidst the loss. How do we do that? We do this by turning our hands outward. In fact, for everyone here learning, this is the secret of the 12th house. We grab every other house. We go get in the first house, and this is what we want in the second house, and we're making these connections online there, and using our fingers in the third house. Our thumbs are pointed towards us. In the 12th house, we turn our thumbs away from us, and we say, okay, universe, Om. And so your job in this life, it's not a snap of the fingers. Oh, just put in another 25 cents into the machine and I'm sure you'll feel better. No, this is a lifetime of being put into those crazy 12th house experiences and asking yourself in every single situation, instead of me trying to control, how can I allow? How can I breathe? How can I feel my feet on the ground? See, I'm giving you, as a Taurus, I'm giving you a kinesiological activity, something to do with your body. I'm not going to sit here and try to talk to your mind, because as a Sagittarius South Node, chances are you've got a lot of the answers. Moon Neptune on that South Node, man, all I've got to do is go like this and you'll probably pick it up. So knowing that you're so 12th house, and knowing that you've got that Neptune Moon experience, you've got some skills here in remembering that it really is all good. So how do I remember that is your question? Do it in your body. Your body, you have to settle your body in order for your mind to be settled. You want to settle the mind, you want to know what's going on in the universe. You've got to get out there and get in here, into the body, into your feet. You go like this. Ah, flowers. All right, now let's talk. Any questions?
Yeah, that was very reassuring. Thank you so much. I guess Sarah took my Sagittarius Gemini nodal axis questions earlier, so I found that really reassuring. I don't think I have any other questions though. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. So thanks everybody for playing along. That's what I know at this point. I suppose we might be able to stretch it out. And on your screen there, it says ryanevans.com. It's actually ryanevansastrology.com. So please feel free, if you would like me to do a more in-depth and less improvisational, in the hot seat kind of doing a reading, feel free to look me up, and I promise I'll take a little more concerted effort to really look at the chart. But as you can see, by applying these techniques, you can go deep, you can answer their questions right away, knowing where to find things, connecting on certain levels with the individual so they feel comfortable, they have rapport, you're speaking to their being, you're speaking to their heart. And every single person I've talked to here has left with a smile. That makes me happy. That gives me energy. And that makes me say, all right, who's next? Who's next? That's why I do this stuff. So thanks, everybody. Do we have time for any questions, Linda, or are we good?
Yes, any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm curious about like, I noticed that you were kind of sharing this as if it was something where people are out in public. And I'm wondering, how that shifts for giving readings virtually, and how, like we've done today and like we normally do on this particular community, but how you would shift to build rapport and connect with people in sheltered in place.
Yeah, not really any different. We're still looking at the same stuff. You still want to make that connection with their ascendant. You still want to have a note as to, the essence of the being, looking at their sun. You still want to be able to connect on a heart level, looking at their moon. And you still want to know what their whole evolutionary intention is, looking at their north node, and how to get there, how to retrieve parts of one's fragmented soul, looking at the Pluto wound. So having these few little formulas, you can apply that. I said the psychic fair, but as you can see, I did this virtually too, so not much different. When you're in actual physical proximity, those of us who are more psychic, intuitive, can pick up a little clearer on the vibrational level. But through Facebook and things like that, you know, for the last decade or something, we've been training our psychic selves to connect virtually. So not much different. Any other questions? Or how was that answer? Did I answer your question?
I think I guess I like how you took it literally, but I guess what I was speaking to more so is the nuance of the times that we're in, and if that in some way is influencing beyond just the individual birth chart, like the collective things that are happening with COVID. And I don't know if that's like you can give me a reading just based on my career, but are you also thinking about the bigger like global, like how in depth are you looking when you look at a chart? Are you kind of holding the context of like these bigger shifts that we're going through, as well as like, you know, the big transits of you know, 2020?
Yes, I know. As an astrologer, as a professional astrologer doing readings on a daily basis, well, almost, we're getting there, we're getting there. I know that Mars is gonna be retrograding here soon. So I know that there's strong Martian energy in the zeitgeist right now. I know that the Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter thing is big. I know that COVID's going on. I know that you know, so, you know, like Venus just had a retrograde cycle, you know, so having a knowledge of these things in the background, like a few years ago when there was a big Pluto Uranus square, everything, everybody's chart was, you know, I'd hold up the lens of the Pluto Uranus square, and whether or not we talked about it, it definitely colored everything that I talked about. So to answer your more specific question, yes, if you can keep in mind as much of those subtleties that you possibly can.
Okay, thank you very much, Ryan. That was great fun. Any feedback for Ryan or further comments?
I was just gonna say it was fun to watch and witness as a participant out here.
Yeah, thanks. Did you see all the little swirls and stars and sparkles and explosions coming from my brain?
Yeah, the effects were super cool.
Yeah, I had those programmed earlier, but
I'd say psychedelic even, psychedelic.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do what I can.
Okay, thanks Ryan for making this a fun experience, and would you all please unmute and thank Ryan Evans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you everybody.
So much
That was a lot of fun.